Hello everybody, I am Tom and you are watching me play Vampyr. In the last episode, we betrayed the Ascalon Club, which, you know, that's a thing. And old Bridget is out here to meet us. I have a feeling things are gonna ramp up very quickly. Just my feeling.
We meet again at the strangest of times, young Ekon. So do you serve the Earl of Bristol now?
Old Bridget. What are you doing here?
Your friend, the wise Ekon. She sent me to warn you.
Did anyone see you? It's a long way from the dock sewers, and hunters are patrolling the streets here.
Who said I took the streets? How do you think I survived for centuries in this city without ever being seen? I know all her secrets.
I believe it.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
She came to us in the sewers in search of answers. Just as you did.
What kind of answers did you give her?
I knew nothing of your maker, but we talked. We talked a lot. Her words and ideas are captivating. It is no surprise that you like her. I like her too.
Lady Ashbury in the sewers? Now that's a sight I wish I'd seen.
She said she was your friend, and that she sought the identity of your maker. So I answered her questions.
Well, thank you.
Lady Ashbury? You know her? Tell me what's going on.
The lady approached me but a few nights ago, wanting to meet the sewer skulls. Once she questioned Harriet Jones. She agreed to help us.
Harriet Jones is still with you then? How is she doing?
Harriet remains angry, but is recovering slowly. Her mind is twisted, but at least her body is healing.
Tell me what is going on.
The lady asked us to keep an eye on your mortal doctor friend while you were away. We spotted the hunters. They were discussing plans to attack tonight.
Wait, slow down. I need to ask you something.
I'm listening, but I do not have time to waste, so be quick.
Where is Lady Ashbury right now?
She said she will go home. She needed to speak with some old friends first, though. Do not worry, young Ekon. She is no fool, and just as strong as you.
How did Elizabeth find you?
She presented herself humbly at our gate, and asked if we knew of any ancestral vampires hiding in London. She asked about Ascalon. She asked about many things.
What do you think of her?
Her soul is good, yet tainted with a deep sadness, and the scars of ancient wounds. Time does that to us immortals, for we have so much to dwell upon.
Why did she come to you?
I am old Bridget, the buried memory of the city. She sought the silent truths, truths I have kept hidden for so long.
Old Bridget is pretty much the only character that I actually trust at this point, which is interesting.
Why do I feel like Lord Redgrave was particularly irritated to see you? Far more so than the average Skull, if I may say.
Because I used to know him quite well, and he is afraid I may remember who he really is.
You're Elizabeth's informant. You're the one who told her about Lord Redgrave's lies regarding his lineage.
Yes. But my words were not meant to hurt or threaten. I simply told the story of the sewer skulls, and of so many other forgotten children.
Presumably, he was her sire.
No time to lose, then. I must go there right away.
I shall return to my den. Have you a message for the lady? Should I see her before you?
I think Johnathan does love her.
Yes. Tell her I love her.
Is this still unknown to her? Go now and take care, young Ekon, for the flames are rising.
Quickest route back there. Through Whitechapel. Whoops. Through Whitechapel, probably. I can talk to Lady Ashbury, which I kind of want to do. I could run through Whitechapel. Get to Lady Ashbury. I think I'll cut this out for you guys, but I'm going to be at Lady Ashbury. Alright, and we're back at Ashbury's mansion. Essentially just want to make sure she's not dead.
Elizabeth, I'm so happy to see you. I was so concerned.
It is also good to see you in these darkened hours. Is all well, my dear?
Indeed, we stand upon the precipice. Has the news reached you of Edgar Swansea?
No. I returned home but moments ago. What of him?
Your friend, the well-informed old Bridget, tells me the Guard of Priwen has assaulted Pembroke. I fear Edgar tops their bloody list.
Bridget? She is such a tragic figure. And yet, I sense deep inside, she has a delicate, fragile soul.
Indeed, she has. I'm glad you like her too.
Once this is all over, I will study the sewer skulls. I fear I have made terrible mistakes, founded upon erroneous preconceptions.
I was concerned for your safety. McCullum draws too close to you for my comfort.
Fear not. I've evaded the hunters for many a year, and I intend to stay far from their gases, flames, and spikes. Now, speak to me of Dawson.
I convinced Aloysius to embrace death as the ultimate gift of mortal life. I believe he found peace in the end.
The cost must have been heavy indeed. I am proud of you, my love.
Ascalon has defrocked me and threatens to hound me from the city. This was, no doubt, inevitable.
You did what you thought was right at the time. One can ask no more. The important task now at hand is to help poor Edgar.
Now I am assured of your safety. That is precisely my intention.
Good. Now go, my dear, and return with good news with the greatest haste.
Indeed. I kind of just wanted to make sure she wasn't dead or being attacked. Now that I know that, I'm kind of cool to go save Edgar, as it were. I may cut again until we're there. Depends what happens on the way, I suppose. Alright, and we're back pretty much at the hospital. Clay Cox would be useful to have on the side. He's a definite fighter. Edgar's door's open, that's not a good sign.
Those bastards! What have they done to Edgar? Looks like he's wounded. I better follow the blood.
Up the stairs. Freight elevator. Interesting. Going up or down? Are we going to a basement or are we going to the roof? Presumably basement. It's usually what a freight elevator does.
Ultraviolet curtains and orichalcum powder. Dr. Swansea's always been a resourceful bastard. I bet he never told you he had this installed in case of a vampire attack. Says a lot about how much he trusts you.
What have you done with Edgar?
Don't worry. We don't kill humans. Even if your friend is deserving of a little punishment for one.
What are you talking about?
We know everything. Swansea and you created this bloody epidemic. You aim to unleash another disaster, just like William Marshall did.
No! I'm trying to put an end to it!
just like you are.
You're the progeny, aren't you? Where is the monster hiding? It's still in England, isn't it?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Jeffrey, please listen to me.
No tricks. That shit won't work on me. We've found proof in the theater. Doris Fletcher was your first experiment. Now where is Marshall? Speak! So much for modern technology. Time for the tried and true. Do you know what this is, Beast? This is a drop of King Arthur's blood. The blood of a true defender of Britain. Stronger than your evil powers.
This is ridiculous. We're losing precious time.
True enough. Soon I'll bring your head before your coward of a father. If you're so innocent, why does simple light burn you so much?
Jesus, he does a lot of damage.
I'll pin you down! I know! It hurts, doesn't it? Come on, Reid. Try something more.
Well, he killed me. Whoa, that's hard. He has a lot of lights. Alright, from this point, it's probably death montage, let's be honest.
I'll pin you down! Show some style. Fight like a man. Close your eyes! This is gonna hurt. Your poisonous bite is useless on me. Freewind prevails! Come on, Reid. Try something else. If you're so innocent... Show some style. Fight like a man. The blood of a true defender of this land will protect me. I'll take you down! poisonous bite is useless. I know! It hurts, doesn't it? Close your eyes! This is gonna hurt. If you're so innocent, why does simple light burn? True light will cleanse you. If you're so innocent, why does simple...
Got it. Sweet.
We are the guardian of justice. Priwen shall prevail.
You can't accept the fact we're not enemies, can you?
We always have been, and we always will be. Of all the evils that threaten mankind, your kind are the worst.
I'm not saying we could be friends, you and I. But perhaps we could collaborate to put an end to this epidemic.
Never! We are Priwen. We do not negotiate. We do not compromise.
There is no way you'll ever let me be, McCullum. You'll always hunt me down, won't you?
There is no escape, Leech. Kill me now. For there is no way you can sway me to your ideals.
That's where you're mistaken.
What do you mean?
I'm really tempted, but I'm not going to.
I'll spare you, McCullum. I'll offer you the mercy you never offered me.
What is this ruse?
This is no ruse, McCullum. This is me letting you go. After all, you and I are both trying to save this poor country in our own way.
I'll kill you, Reid. Next time we meet, I'll end you.
See? Progress already. You called me by my name. Until the next time. Goodbye, Hunter.
I'm glad they allowed me to do that. I was tempted to turn him, because that would really fuck him up. But that's pretty evil, to be fair. Doris Fletcher Theatre, that's where he said they were, indeed. Whoa, frame rate. Apologies for these frame rate dips. They're pretty ridiculous. Need to make it to Doris Fletcher Theatre. Is there anything else to do on the way? Not really. I have a few side quests going, but, like, we're in a situation where, like, doing the side quests would be ridiculous. Can I, like, jump across the river here? I think I can. I can get, like, over here. I don't want to have to fight the pre-win if I can avoid it. Thing is, if I can clear this place out first... This is my way out, I think. Yeah, that's a way out. New Doris Fletcher's diary. Soon I'll be on stage again, for my rehearsals are almost over. My minions are gathered around me, ready to follow my every command. Soon my audience will return, ready to applaud my art. The young, the gorgeous, my healthy audience. They'll return to their families, their beautiful houses, their happy lives, delighted by my performance, shocked by my disguise, touched by my grace, my infectious legacy. They'll spread the disease one by one, and they'll turn, and I'll be their beloved queen again, and they'll never forget me, and I shall have my revenge for the dirty trick played on me. Interesting. That's kind of irrelevant now, because Doris Fletcher is dead. However, good to know that that's the thing. Again, I just want to make sure, like, I fully explore this place. Dr. Swansea is apparently underneath us.
It's locked, all right.
How's it locked? Did I not pick up everything here? McCullum's report. I just finished reading Dr. Doris Fletcher's journal. As painful or dreadful as it was, my God, the woman planned to see everyone in London inflicted by infecting all those who would come to her next play. It helped me understand greatly what was going on. Doris Fletcher's real name was Doris Jones. She was a daughter of some Harriet Jones. Oh, that's why he thinks they're linked. Who's been treated as a patient for a long time at Pembroke Hospital. She clearly hated her mother, but used her fame and notoriety to see her while visiting the poor and sick at the East End. I don't know exactly what happened then, but this is how her mother infected her before returning to the theatre, and how she turned into that monstrosity that the leech known as Johnathan Reid finally defeated. The presence of that vampire in the same hospital where Harriet Jones was treated can't be a coincidence. I'm convinced he is deeply involved with the vampire plague going around London right now. I'm also convinced Swansea is his accomplice, and that those two are planning something more terrifying than anything the Guard has ever faced. Maybe I should take some time and read the old books and manuscripts the Guards still possess to get some answers. I may prove useful. In the meantime, I better send some patrols to investigate about what is occurring at the Pembroke Hospital. It took me 2 days to parse through the dusty registers and books we keep at the vault. God, I hate losing time like this. The search did prove fruitful for once. I took 2 pages that could be related to our present situation in a copy of William Marshall's memoirs. I took them with me and read them more carefully. The creature Marshall says he fought in 1666. This disaster that aimed to destroy London. It is very similar to what happened with Doris Fletcher. Disease, infection, hate of the living, a desire to see the city ransacked. I have no doubt now that the bloody old leech of William Marshall is behind all of this, and that he is back. He could be our greatest accomplishment. If the Guard could at least find and destroy that old bastard. I believe that Marshall did in 1666 is exactly what Reid is now trying to do. Did the creature, this disaster, escape their will? Is it why Marshall destroyed him in 1666, and Reid did the same with Doris Fletcher before she became such a creature? I don't know. But those two are clearly working together, and Swansea is helping them. I will immediately give orders to have him arrested and interrogated. As for Reid, I'll destroy that evil beast myself. And then I'll deal with William Marshall and this disaster thing. Pre-win will prevail once more.
Doris Fletcher was about to become a disaster. I'm getting close to having all the evidence.
We also got the key, good. I was wondering if we got a key, because it only said we had the note, but the key is useful as well. Alright, sweet. So I'm pretty much full blood.
It's locked, all right.
William Marshall's memoirs. The Brotherhood of the St. Paul's Stall finally agreed to meet me in London. They proposed to meet inside a new cathedral of St. Paul. I like the wit and solemnity of these men. What a symbol. To choose the place where I defeated this disaster, but also the place where I fell. I agreed to their proposition. There, in that sacred silence of the church and under the eye of God, they respectfully listened to me. They acknowledged my victory against the evil creature, the Dus Astral, the Eater of Stars, who only wished to spread death and pestilence all around her. Since they acknowledged my will to save London in 1666, they heard my request, my burning desire to stop the blood of hate. Their primate promised to come back to me with an answer. The primate of St. Paul wrote back to me with just a name, the Tear of Angels. According to him, this ancient artifact could heal anything, cleanse any blackened soul, and purify any blood. Blessed by the Lord, it took me more than 100 years to find a cure for the blood of hate. But I will finally have found it. Soon the rage shall end. Soon I will repair the wrong I did and cleanse my failures. Now all I need to do is retrieve the necessary ingredients and create the artifact. Blood of the purest heart mixed with the blood of a king. To find such rare ingredients is not what worries me the most, for time is on my side. It's the last part that worries me. Pure essence of garlic. I'm afraid it will literally hurt like hell when I drink the antidote, but if that's the price to pay to cleanse my wounds and correct my mistakes, I am ready to endure this excruciating pain.
Blood of a pure heart, garlic, blood of a king. I don't understand. Perhaps this is what McCullum drank. I had better keep that in mind.
Evidence safe. Until further notice, this safe will be used to store sensitive evidence. It must always be locked, and if you need to access it, just find me on the last floor to get the key. The bloody... Remember to bring it back when you're done, Rodney.
I should find the key to that box. It's locked.
Okay, on the last floor. What does that mean? Does that mean on the top floor? I assume it means on the top floor. Right? Last floor would be top floor. I don't know, that's very weird. I feel like that's a broken translation there.
I have it. I can now open the box.
Sweet. Alright, I found the key. I may have to kill this guy as well. These guys still aren't making any sounds. Fucking hate the priests. Investigation updated. Ah, Asher Tolshi's notebook, sweet. I'm totally going to read this, by the way. Tell me not to, I'm going to.
I really don't know if I should read this.
I'm 100% going to read this. Was it in inventory? The cards worry me, for they keep on announcing the coming of an imprecise but terrible danger. Distinct from this awful war, I better call back the legates of London and tell them to observe the reports and report any unusual activity. Something is definitely going on. The cards keep hiding what is approaching, and that can only mean something powerful is moving. Something so strong and potent that the cards cannot fully reveal its nature. All the legates but one are back in London. This mission in Laza is too crucial to be aborted. The only noticeable event is the frequent meetings between Aloysius Dawson and the Ascalon Club. It's nothing to worry about for now. A terrible epidemic is upon us, and I don't like it at all. My legates have been sent back overseas to protect them from the disease, but also to find any clues about the origin of the plague. I am not totally convinced this is all natural. In the past, we have many cases of vampire activity linked with sudden epidemics. We must remain vigilant. All over the world, hundreds of thousands dead, broken families, despair, and affliction deeply rooted in our hearts. This epidemic is a curse. Reports from every country tell me that this catastrophe has no boundaries, no limits. The good news is that the disease seems to have withdrawn. The bad news is the cards keep on foreseeing a calamity. Cards were right from the beginning. A calamity is upon us. The best sign may be the return of the Guard of Prewin. Geoffrey McCullum himself is back in London. He is actively inquiring and recruiting members for a new campaign. Whatever I may think of McCullum's methods, I must admit he is a good nose for danger. We must all stay alert. McCullum did not waste any time. At least 3 of his warhounds have been ordered to survey me. Same old hate, same old methods once again. They will inquire about all my moves, all my acquaintances, and all my actions. I know they are convinced I am an immortal plotting against them, against humanity. Stupid hunters. I have no time for this. I may have my secrets, but I am not the offspring... I am not the conspiring foe they're after. But they are right about something. The cataclysm will not be avoided. For the second time since I am the Prime Minister of Paul, I fear for the city. Skulls are invading London and the entire country. No, not invading. They're already here. They're among us. Released by the flesh of the many infected, observers of the Brotherhood tell me that foreign vampires are arriving from all over Europe, delighted to get their share of innocent and suffering flesh. This country, as we know it, may be on the verge of oblivion. We still don't know what is maneuvering against us. The cards are still worrying me. As for the real danger, was not revealed yet. I am convinced that the Guard of Prewin is about to launch a second great hunt. This is the only explanation for the patterns of activities deployed by McCullum. Control of strategic command points all over the city, creation of many new weapons, robbery to quickly finance this expensive undertaking. I know my name will be on this list if they decide to hunt down all the identified vampires in England, but I refuse to submit to this threat. A Prewin attack is imminent. Scouts and patrols are getting closer every night. I can't even blame them, for the situation is critical. A few reports even claim the horned vampire may be back. Interesting. But their blindness my sire has horns. But their blindness never ceases to astonish me. How can they keep considering me a foe? Haven't I proven I am their ally? Haven't I done all I can to protect mortals? This is my last entry in this journal. May God have mercy on our souls. So he knows our maker.
I can't believe it.
I can. I mean, he was always kind of suspected of being a vampire. He told us that. He may actually be a vampire, which would be interesting. The Vampire Knight. I'm going to read this. Just give me a second. I'm going to stop my recording and start it again. Okay, so that shouldn't affect you guys, but there's thunder and lightning outside, so if my power goes off, I want to be able to make sure the vast majority of the recording is saved. The Vampire Knight. William Marshall. Forget the legend about the man, the one most of you never heard of, the lazy bastards. Forget the empty tomb in Temple Church. Forget the death of those among us who died trying to locate him. We, the guard, know that he is still hiding somewhere. That's the only fact we must keep in mind. Another small detail we need to keep in mind. This little fucker is clever. How many times have we thought that we had cornered him to finally only find old dust and cobwebs? Marshall has been a vampire for 1,000 years. We're no match until we change our plans concerning this hunt. So here are a few questions for you lazy bastards. And I want all of them answered, before speaking to another great hunt to pin this leech down, who helped him escape his den under the Temple Church. We know now for a fact that a private contractor was paid To move a large coffin from the church a few years before we investigated the tomb, what exactly did the traders of Brotherhood of St. Paul discussed with Marshall when they met in 1785 in London? The report of this meeting has been burnt, but witnesses remain of a request made by Marshall to access a specific book in the library. Why does the monstrosity known as Lady Blackwood seem linked to Marshall? They exchanged letters. She went to London to meet him in 1786. According to the Brotherhood spy, she tried to discreetly buy his castle in Wales in 1793. Before fleeing, when spotted by our fearless mentor Kendall Stone, see the pattern here? What happened during these few years? Why such agitation and activity? Answer these questions, my brothers, and you will find a path to our most eminent foe, William Marshall, oldest vampire of England, to survive our righteous wrath. Interesting. So I'm now pretty convinced that William Marshall is our sire. But also this lady that they're talking about? What be the go, Elizabeth?
Edgar. Edgar, can you hear me?
Johnathan, is it really you?
Easy. Easy. Save your strength. I'm getting you out of here.
He might die unless we turn him.
Don't try to spare me. As a physician, I know all too well when it's too late. Punctured lung, broken ribs, and internal bleeding. An accurate diagnosis, wouldn't you say?
Edgar, what happened?
They wanted me to confess. Beat me black and blue.
Geoffrey McCullum ambushed me at the Pembroke Hospital. He was convinced you and I were responsible for the Skal epidemic.
I never imagined that self-righteous fanatic would dare to attack us in the open. What became of him?
To prove him wrong, I let him go.
Really? Are you sure that was the wisest course of action?
No.
Time will tell. The most intriguing part of his accusation was that you and I were the pawns of some ancient vampire.
William Marshall. Yes, they tortured me to make me confess the same nonsense.
I think you're hiding something, Edgar.
What do you mean?
William Marshall, for example. You speak of him as if you know him. How is that?
Johnathan, I cannot say I'm ready for another round of questions.
Why would the Guard of Priwen believe you and I created the vampire epidemic?
Maybe due to our profession. Because I offered you shelter at my hospital.
What can you tell me about William Marshall?
Not much. History paints the story he was the greatest knight who ever lived. Amongst the immortals, he had a yet greater legend.
Why is the Guard of Priwen so obsessed with him?
He was the only ancient vampire to escape the first great hunt launched by the Guard of Priwen in 1854. They believe he's an evil creature plotting his return.
Why would he deserve such a reputation?
I cannot say. The Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole has next to no intelligence on him. All I know is that he's supposed to be the oldest of all the British vampires.
While investigating the epidemic, I read some of McCullum's findings. I think you have some explaining to do.
I have nothing to hide, Johnathan. Nothing at all.
Do you know Doris Fletcher's real name?
No, I'm afraid not.
Her real name was Doris Jones. She was the daughter of Harriet Jones.
What do you want me to say, Jonathan?
Do you remember when we suspected Sean Hampton of killing Harriet Jones?
Yes. The terrible episode that came as a shock to us all.
Harriet Jones faked her own death. When I found her in the sewers, she confessed she wanted everybody to pay for what happened to her.
That woman was extremely bitter, full of hatred and festering anger.
Doris Fletcher visited her mother at the Pembroke Hospital. That's how she first got infected.
I know nothing about that. Miss Fletcher once came to visit the sick. That is all I know.
No, Edgar, there is more. Doris Fletcher was Harriet Jones's daughter. They exhibited the same symptoms: blind hate and strong physical mutation.
What does this sad story have to do with us?
Do you know where we are? Doris Fletcher's theatre. This is where that hateful creature plotted to spread the epidemic across London.
I only briefly met Miss Fletcher once when she visited the Pembroke Hospital. You say it was to see her mother. She seemed like such a sweet and graceful woman.
My point exactly. The disease turned her into a bitter soul, driven by vengeance just like her mother. A symptom of all the infected patients.
Certain diseases are known to produce similar effects. Rabies, for example. And rabies is not the devil at work.
Come on, Edgar. Don't you see the pattern here? The epidemic, the link between Doris and Harriet, the suspicion of McCullum.
How could I? I never saw Harriet Jones again after she fled the hospital.
Doris and Harriet shared more than a hidden family bond. They were the embodiment of the epidemic and are linked to the Pembroke Hospital. Come on, Edgar, this is no coincidence.
I swear I'm at a complete loss. All I did was administer vampire blood to cure old Harriet. There was no evil plan, no diabolical plot.
You did what?
I tested the regenerating and healing properties of vampire blood on Harriet Jones. My only intention was to find the cure for influenza, I swear.
Whose blood did you use? William Marshall's? Mine?
Lady Ashbury's. While transfusing her with human blood, humanely appeasing her hunger, I also kept samples of her blood for my research.
You used her blood on Harriet Jones? My God, Edgar, that's unethical. You betrayed 2 of your patients at the same time.
I made a mistake. But what is science if not trial and error? We both know it, Jonathan, we both know it.
What a poor justification for your morbid fascination and thirst for glory.
You have worked beside me. You saw what I'm doing at Pembroke Hospital. Jonathan, you know I'm not an evil soul. Just another victim of this tragedy.
No, Edgar, you are not going to die. Unless you want to.
What do you mean?
I can save you, Edgar. I can turn your broken body into one like mine.
You truly would? After all I've done, after all that's been said, you would offer me this gift?
I have no way of knowing which punishment would be worse, Edgar. But it is not for me to decide. So?
Oh, please, Jonathan, please. I beg you. This is what I've always wanted. This is what I've always searched for.
Very well, then. Prepare to die and be reborn. To face an eternity of guilt.
I'm ready. Oh, indeed, I am ready. enough!
Phew. Damn. That's probably going to be the end of this episode. Gotta go talk to Lady Ashbury. Also, Dr. Swansea is back there, even though he's not. So I want to go talk to him now that he's technically a vampire. Phew. Apparently we missed a hint, which is interesting. There is a lot of shit that went on today. That's going to be it for this episode, though, because it took ages. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. As always, thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time, where we're going to go talk first to, whatchamacallit. First to Swansea, once he's back at his place, and then to Lady Ashbury. The reason I decided to change him, by the way, there, I think he is a good man who made a mistake. It's a hell of a mistake. He probably started the entirety of the epidemic. But that's not... accidentally doing something like that isn't necessarily deserving of death. Certainly deserving of punishment. But I feel like he can get that punishment later. Interesting. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it here. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.